Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Heather Morrison, and I'm a social worker from Edmonton, Alberta. And thank you so much to Louise, Jackie, and Derek, and everyone else who was involved in putting this together. It's just a pleasure to be here. I'm here this afternoon to tell you a little bit about our collaborative in Edmonton. And we just recently, like within a few months ago, changed our name. We liked BC so much, we just had to add the Alberta Asset Building Collaborative Edmonton chapter. So we were formerly known as the, as the Financial Plus Group. And we started in about 2002 when 5 or 6 of us were really starting to learn about asset development and IDAs. We actually had no clue what we were stepping into, had no knowledge of that. But we got together and really said, let's start meeting on a regular basis. So we learned, we talked. This was again very new in Edmonton. We were fortunate, and I speak of Karen Savory and myself, who were fortunate enough to go to the Asset Building Conference in Phoenix, Arizona. And we met many of you, or some of you there, and that's when our eyes just really opened and we thought, oh, this really is big. Okay. So then we just, we went back to the collaborative, we shared our information from the conference. We had about 12 people around the table at that time, and people were starting to get excited. And they were so excited that they said, well, why don't we host a conference here? So, 2009, a year later, 2009, we hosted the Financial Works Conference, and that was really the tipping point for Edmonton. We really, at that point, we wanted to build the capacity in Edmonton. We wanted to increase the awareness of financial literacy and just to figure out what was all this asset development about. So we brought people in and just appreciated the input and the learning that went on in that conference. So we carried on. We now have about, and I'll show you some of the members later, but we have about 30 members that are part of the collaborative now. And in this room, we actually have representation from some of those collaborative members. So Brian, with the home program. I know Michelle and Sarah from the IAAW were here earlier. Michelle from Pandora, and of course Emily from E4C. So we're all here, we're all part of our collaborative in Edmonton, so feel free to ask any of them information about it. We do have a vision, we've got a mission, and we have values. And that, of course, took those kinds of activities, as I'm sure you're aware of, take time to do. But I think the one that we keep going back to is the values. I think to me that is really important, because when you have such a diverse community around the table, it's important that you're all working towards, well, you share that vision, you share that mission, but you also have that real strong value connection and really buy into the values. So to me, those are really key. I've got a handout on the table, so if you want, I didn't think that the PowerPoint, but that's the one that I'm going to refer to. So when we look at where are we now, I talked about 30 people coming to the table and sitting around the collaborative table, and that's sort of that's in the beginning, that's in the middle of our of the diagram that you have. So we have local nonprofits, we have businesses, we have municipal and provincial government representation, and so it's quite a mix of people. We meet on a monthly basis, and we tend to, I chair those meetings. We have guest speakers as many times as we can. We have opportunities to give input to various national initiatives that when we find out about those, we have opportunity to give input to provincial initiatives through our provincial partners. So there's many things that sort of go back and forth. People seem to be excited about the meetings. They come. Sometimes we have standing room only. It's kind of shocking how everybody's interest is growing in this area. I think we try to give that opportunity for people to share the knowledge and expertise that is around the table. And so those are our collaborative meetings. We also have various committees. We have the Facilitators Resource Committee that Emily's going to talk about. We have a Joint Funding Committee. And that is something that I can just share a little bit about. We have 7 organizations. We brought 7 organizations together. And we have 5 supporting organizations. And what we wanted to do, and we'll do, we're trying to get funding to do, to look at a joint funding model where, the funding, all these organizations come together, they get funding, the finances are dispersed, the match savings dispersed. So there's kind of 2 layers here. We've got the process of what it's like to work collaboratively around that, plus the learning for the participants in the various groups. How can when we get referrals, well, maybe it's not in this group that's most appropriate, but maybe it's in that group. So there's lots of different layers, and that's what we're exploring at that point. We do have, funnily enough, with programs, we have actually obtained evaluation dollars, but those are contingent upon us getting program dollars and match saving dollars. So normally that comes at the end, but we have them at the beginning, so we'll try and mobilize dollars on that fund. And then, of course, we have a marketing education committee and a website that Brian really does a fantastic job in keeping up to date. The other committee that I'll be speaking to tomorrow is just our financial information fairs. And just very quickly, that's a really unique way of reaching diverse communities locally. So we alternate those all around the city. We bring the resources to the people, and the people come. And we've had as many as 100 people to 400 people attend those events. So those are kind of an interesting model. There's a listing of all of our members. You can I know it's probably too small to read, but I just wanted to at least have people's names up there that you could look at. And I just want to end with our, oh no, I've got a couple more things, but here's a picture of the collaborative members at our last meeting. So there's some of the faces around the table. We were able to talk everybody into having a picture taken kind of spontaneously, and they all agreed, so that was kind of nice. When I think of the challenges, and the challenges of a collaborative, the issue of time is always interesting. We have, thankfully, it's not just me. It's not me doing this. It's everybody in the collaborative that will step up and say, okay, I can do that, I can take that. Because there's no really one person. We all have other parts of our job that we pay attention to, but we're all very passionate about this area, and seem to be making time for that, so that's good. The challenge as you get larger and you get more committees is communication. How do we share the information? Does everybody know who's doing what and where? And what happens when you do get a request from someone to do a public presentation? Well, who should that be? So we send it back to the collaborative. So everywhere we go when we have collaborative events, we're out there, and then the requests come in. So that's, I can see that, kind of being an interesting issue of coordination. I think the future, what does the future hold for our collaborative? I think certainly making stronger, and we started, it's just a wonderful event provincially. We're talking to our wonderful in Calgary, and it's just been a delight. We had one meeting in Red Deer, and that was well, it was just great. So we're going to carry on and continue with those meetings and sharing what we're doing on a provincial basis, and I'm just thrilled about that. And also nationally, learning about, today certainly the research and policies and understanding sort of how can we build on that information. And it's really just connecting with everyone else who is involved in this area, and really learning from them. We're kind of the new kids on the block, so it's really it's lovely to be here. So thank you.